So we we had a compilation of questions, popular questions, not AI generated, not one person generated. It was from different people, right? And so we're just going to be asking those questions. The first one, sir. Good morning, sir. How do I approach difficult conversations in a relationship without turning them into arguments or fights?
I think that's um the first thing to do is to understand the personality of the two people in the relationship. Understand the personality. What is the communication style? What is the conflict resolution style? There are persons who like to talk things out instantly and solve it. There are persons who like to take a time before before they talk about it. They want to process their emotions. And it's not gender based. There are males that need time. They won't talk. They need time because they are not used to being expressive emotionally. And there are females also who need time to process their emotions. So, firstly, you want to understand is these things. What is their conflict resolution style? How do they approach difficult conversations? And then, when in a period where both of you are not having an argument, bring it up and discuss it amicably, and then come to a conclusion. Come to a conclusion on how both of you are going to approach it. Let's say for a person who likes to withdraw before they discuss things, right? Maybe that person, one of the reasons why such person withdraws is because in the heat of the moment, the person feels pressure and the person doesn't want to say things they shouldn't say, or their emotions feels too overwhelmed. So they just withdraw and say, okay, let me process so I don't say things that will hurt you, or so I don't say things that I don't mean. Let me understand what I'm feeling so I can talk better. So both partners should sit down on a period at a time when there's nothing on and have conversations around it. This is how you talk, I don't like it. This is how you talk, I don't like it. This and that and that. Or let's say something even happened. Somebody can say, okay, we need a timeout. This is about to escalate. Let's take a break and talk about this later. Now, if you are in a relationship with a partner that likes to talk it now, the person will not want to accept. And if you are in a relationship with a partner that likes to take their time, the person will not also want to accept. So what you do is to come to a compromise. Give a time frame. Let's talk about this in the next 12 hours when both of us are more relaxed. But let's talk about it in the next 24 hours. Let's talk about it tomorrow afternoon. Do you get what I'm saying? So those principles should help.
Thank you, sir. Does anybody has a question from that? Do you have a question from that? Right. Number 2. How do I truly know I'm ready for a relationship emotionally and mentally?
Okay, so there is the belief that you have to work on yourself and be perfect before you are ready for a relationship. That's not entirely true. Yes, there's a level of work that you need to do on yourself before you're ready for a relationship, but you will not be perfect before you enter a relationship. If you are waiting, you will die single. Yes. So because there are also changes and adjustments that will be made in your life, on your character as a person. There are developments that will happen as a result of the relationship. You get what I'm saying? But on a basic level, ask yourself, how much baggage do you have? How ready are you to commit? Are you willing to talk? Are you ready for what commitment entails? Are you ready to get married? Are you leading your own life successfully before you now say you are bringing somebody in for a male? For a woman, do you know what you want? Do you have direction in your life before you start frustrating your man to become something he's not? Do you get what I'm saying? So when you sit down, learn about emotional intelligence, develop wisdom mentally, read books, ask the right people questions. It's not negative relationship stories that helps you develop mentally for a good relationship. Yes, read good books about it, learn about it, and then those things, put yourself in positions, have friends of the opposite sex that are purely platonic friendships, right? Some of you, one of the tests that God used to prepare you that for partners is your roommate, maybe on campus. Yes, if you can't live with your roommate, be rest assured the same issues you have with them, you have it with your partner. Do you get what I'm saying? There are basic things, right? You always complain, you always complain, you always complain. Any small thing, you've escalated, you're angry. Once you see it in yourself, you will see it in your partner. So sit down and ask yourself, how grown am I? How have I developed myself emotionally, mentally? What books have I read? I don't believe anybody should enter a relationship without reading. The same way you will not start yourself in the medical line without study. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't wake up and say I want to be a fashion designer, then carry a sewing machine and start sewing without knowledge. So if nothing works without knowledge, relationship won't work without knowledge. So you need knowledge. So it is the knowledge that will now show you aspects of your life that are lacking and aspects you have strength in. And as you begin to grow in those aspects, you will know you're ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Third question. What are the real signs of emotional maturity? And how can I tell I'm ready to love again after a breakup?
Sounds like 2 questions. Real signs of emotional maturity. Ability to name your emotions. I say number 1. If you can't name what you're feeling, you still have to grow. Number 1, ability to name your emotions. Number 2, ability to express the named emotion, even under pressure or in uncomfortable situations. Okay, one major indication of a person who has grown to a level where they've grown like emotionally is that they can name what they're experiencing and then they can express it. If you can name it and you can't express it yet, there's still some work to do. And I will add one more. I'll say number 3, how you express your emotions. Because it's one thing to name it, it's another thing to be able to express it, is another completely different thing to express it respectfully. Or to express it, reasonably. You can get angry and start shouting and saying, I'm angry at you, you are this and that. No. That's not, do you get what I'm saying? So, emotional maturity is when you've learned to put your emotions under and you do not allow it to override your logic. So, these 3 things can help you indicate how well you've grown emotionally.
How can I tell I'm ready to love again after a breakup?
How can you tell you're ready to love again? Are you still daydreaming about the person? Are you still stalking your ex? Yes. Are you still stalking your ex? Are you stalking their social media page? Are you stalking their social media handles? When you see them with another female smiling or another male, blushing, what comes to your heart? So, have you truly let go? And see, one main thing that will help you heal. I learned this, I think, 2018. The Lord told me that crushes happen because you think continuously good thoughts and good ideas about a person. In short, you fantasize about a person. You have romantic fantasies about a person. That's how crushes happen. So, out of sight is out of mind. That's number 1. When it comes to healing, especially if it's still fresh, anything that reminds you of the person, try to get them out of sight. Try to get them out of sight. Even if you like some of the things, put them out of sight. Yes, I didn't say burn it, but if they bought a house for you now, will you burn it? Will you burn a sea of war of plot of land? No. Okay, but just put those things out of sight. Okay, so then work on your mind. Stop your mind from revisiting the good memories. Allow yourself cry. Allow yourself think all the thoughts. the energy, the investment, everything. Allow yourself feel all the pain. Cry it out. Once you've done that, it's easier to move on. It's easier to move on. Most people find it hard to move on because they are yet to accept that the breakup is actually a reality. Somewhere in their mind, there's still a hope lingering that it will still come back. Certain things can happen, right? If the person is not coming, they are not coming. So move on. Put the thoughts away. Stop thinking. Stop fantasizing about possibilities of coming back, and get busy with other things. And gradually, you'll be fine. Allow yourself to be loved. You are deserving of it.
Alright, sir. So, this question for Christian Gen Zs who are virgins, how do couples approach sex in marriage in a healthy, God-honoring way?
When you get to marital counseling, premarital counseling, they will tell you what to do. Yes, so they will tell you what to do in premarital counseling. Ensure that the premarital counselor you actually have a section where they talk about it. Buy books that you will read. There are Christian books on it. Okay? Buy books that you will read when you are very close to wedding. If you read it long before and you are learning, you inform yourself with knowledge. And the thing about having forbidden fruits or forbidden knowledge is that it will try to make you practice. You get? Understand that it is very okay to be a novice. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very okay to be new to it. So don't try to be perfect on the first time. Nobody perfected anything the first time. You have a lifetime to master each other's body and everything. So just relax, no pressure, no performance. Learn each other comfortably, and as you do, you will get better.
Thank you, sir.
The Rex.
We're having emotional questions. Emotional. This question now. Money question. Is it wise to build with someone who isn't emotionally or financially stable yet? And what should be in place before choosing to build together?
I think to a large extent, your emotions also have a role they play on your financial stability. Your emotions have a role they play on your financial stability. Do you know why? Impulse spending is emotional something. Yeah. Spend as emotions. Is emotions. You just pass by, you see something you like. You didn't know how to deny yourself, tell yourself no. Right. So, but I feel that that's two questions. Is it? Yeah, two separate questions. So, how do you remind me again?
What should be in place before choosing to build together?
Read the question
Is
again.
it wise to build with someone who is not emotionally or financially
It
stable
depends on your level of patience and how teachable the person is when it comes to the emotional aspect. If you are in a relationship with somebody who is emotionally immature, your patience will be tried. There's no doubt about that. It will be. But what makes a difference is how well you like the person and how well the person is willing to grow. Is the person growth oriented, or the person is just, in a victim mode, and the person keeps wanting you to accept them as they are not willing to do any work? And it's not enough to say a person is growth oriented. You need to see the actions they are taking to become a better person. When you see that in a person, you can build with anyone like that, even if the person is not financially sound yet, even if the person is not emotionally strong yet. Right? On the financial aspect, see a sense of responsibility. The money that the person has currently, what do they do with it? What is their plan to get better financially? How are they following through with the plan? Or is it these people that they will say, oh, government grant is coming, and we just need to wait. They will release it on. I don't know if some of you have come across posts like that. You just need to release it on on February 28th. And then it gets to February 28th, and they say, they've addressed us from the national coordinator addressed us, and they said if something is happening, but they will use that. If that's what the person is waiting for, Jackpa, straight, that one does not have sense, right? But if you see a person who has a direction, and you see the person is throwing everything they have to get there, trust in the person, trust in the process. There's nothing as sweet as knowing you built with somebody. There's a level of rest it gives you compared to when you just come into. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong in coming into prepared places, because it's also scriptural. But you understand what I'm saying. So,
thank you. So, another breakup question: how can I remain whole and complete as an individual while in a relationship, and even after a breakup, without losing myself?
You should never have started a relationship in the first place. Yeah, I'm serious. A lot of people would say they lose themselves because of relationship, never found themselves before the relationship. You can't lose what you're sure of. So you lost yourself because you had no identity. So now you are in a relationship, and then you are saying, how can I stay whole? How can I remain myself? It's because you don't yet know who you are. Maybe you should actually put a hold on the relationship and get to know yourself better, grow, understand who you are as a person. Because you may eventually find out that maybe the person you're in a relationship with, that's not who you are, and that's not who you would normally want. And if you proceed into a relationship, proceed into marriage with that kind of thing, if you eventually grow in marriage, you will regret it, and then you live unhappy after because you don't want to drop out of it, or you end up divorced anyways. You get what I'm saying? So if you're losing yourself in a relationship, two things is either you are in a relationship with somebody who is a psychopath, a narcissist, right, and the person is more emotionally and mentally strong than you and is very manipulative, and the person has done a good job of making you, where you are, getting you to where you are currently, emotionally dependent on them, right? And usually that person will cut you off from other persons, so you're only dependent on them, or you don't know who you are before you enter the relationship. So what should you do? The same thing you will do after a breakup and you're trying to find yourself. Spend time alone. A lot of people are not comfortable being alone. Don't jump into another relationship to find yourself. Spend time alone. Take a break. Sit down with yourself. Explore godly things. Meet friends. Ask them questions. Introspect. Ask yourself questions. Why do I think the way I do? Why do I like the things I like? What exactly do I like? Is there a voice that told me what I should like? And that's the reason why I'm liking what I like. Why am I the way I am? Why am I dressing the way I dress? Why do I talk the way I talk? Ask yourself questions and be comfortable answering it. Be okay telling yourself, no, I don't like this. Okay. Now you know yourself. If you ask yourself a question, you see what you are, and you say you don't like it, you are finding yourself. Because identifying what you don't like is also knowing yourself. It's from identifying what you like, you will now know what you should like, and then you can come up with a image. But you can't find yourself outside Christ. So yeah, if your identity in Christ is faulty, it will spiral into every other aspect of your life. So awesome. And usually people who have this, if it's a female that is asking, people who have these identity issues usually grew up without present fathers. So you may want to, yes, because fathers have a way of stamping identity into their child, female child, even male child. Yes. So find a way to surround yourself with fatherly figures that are godly. I won't take advantage of you. Don't meet anybody inside closed doors.
Alright. Question 7. How far is too far when compromising in a relationship without losing myself in the process?
Is that in terms of sex or
Not specified. Just saying how far is too far.
when it comes to once you are asking how far is too far and it's on the subject of touch, you're already too far. You're already too far. Yes. You're already too far. The Bible says flee youthful lusts. It says flee every appearance of evil. So once you're so, but when it comes to compromise, it boils down to value. Let's say another aspect. It boils down to your values. What are the things that are really important to you? And what are the things that are really important to that person? When it boils down to values, values are non-negotiable. Majority of it are non-negotiable. So when it gets to the point where the compromise is not on communication, compromise is on value. Let's say, for example, you value communication. We must talk. Right? Like any argument, you must talk. Then the compromise is, okay, give me time so I can process my emotions so that I can respond better. That's something you can compromise on. But when it comes to a point, let's say somebody is saying, no, you can't, we can't. Once I'm done, I'm angry, I'm not going to talk about it. That's it. You guys that's not something to compromise on. Let's say compromise, let's say purity, for example. You said no sex before marriage, and the person is saying, okay, do you understand? I will just sneak in and come out. You know, that's not something to compromise on. So it boils down to your values. What are your core values? What values really represent you as a person? And from there, you know when the person wants you to compromise on values that are really core to you, you know you can't make it. You can't compromise on that. So
is marriage still necessary relevant in this today's generation?
It is not good for a man to be alone. For this reason, shall a man leave his father and his mother, shall cleave unto his wife. Marriage will always be necessary. It will always be necessary because God instituted it. God gave us a commandment in Genesis 1:28. Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, right? Subdue it, have dominion, everything. There's no fruitfulness without marriage. Except you want to be a baby mama, premarital sex, having children outside of wedlock, and that's not literally biblical. Okay, so if there is the Bible said two are better than one. It's literally true. One shall chase 1,000, two shall chase 10,000. All across scriptures. So marriage will always be necessary, but if you are an Enoch, the Bible said, Jesus said there are some persons that they made Enoch that they will not marry. Once you are like that, congratulations, then it's not necessary for you. But if you are not an Enoch and you know your body will burn, let it burn inside marriage.
Marry. Okay. What is the true meaning of loyalty in marriage beyond words and public display?
Prioritization, presence, sacrifice. When it comes to concept of relationship and subject of loyalty, I'll also add consideration, but I'll say it begins with prioritization. A person is loyal to whoever a person who prioritizes you is loyal to you, and there are no prioritization without options. Yes, there will always be options. So when there are options and then you are prioritized, then you know where loyalty resides. So, yeah.
Should I continue showing love when there's little or no reciprocity?
Inside relationship.
That's what I'm wondering.
If it's inside relationship, communicate.
Talking stage now. This question seems like it's talking.
So I will answer on both sides. If it's inside relationship, communicate it and wait. Communicate again, wait. If If unexpressiveness remains constant, get out. But in talking stage, be sure you are not the only one on a journey. Come on. Be sure you are not the only one on a journey. Don't try to use gifts, money, and things to earn a person's love. A person that can be bought is not worth having, whether male or female. Yeah, if you have to buy love, you have to pay to keep it, and that's too stressful for you to do destiny with. That's too stressful. So
I think the person that asked that question, the person that asking this one,
yes.
is saying, do material things, money, gifts, lifestyle truly prove love, or are we confusing vision with affection?
Material things are not the primary indicators of love. However, where love is, material resources will flow. The Bible says where the heart of a man is, there is treasure will be. So, a person can spend on you without loving you. But a person can't love you and not give to you. And when I say this, I'm not saying it for females to hear and think the man should give. I'm saying it so you too should know that you get it's both ways. If you've met a lady that really likes you, you will know. And if you've met a guy that really likes you, you will know, because you will see the sacrifices. Even if they don't have plenty, you will see their sacrifice in being there for you. So material things cannot prove love, but if there is love, material resources will flow.
How can students in a relationship set academic, financial, and life goals together while also maintaining healthy boundaries? This is a real question from somebody.
God, I beg. Okay, so I think the person is talking about balance. And I say something, balance is a myth. Balance, you can't balance everything. What you have is priorities per season, per time. You have what? Priorities per season, per time. So when it is, you understand that you are in school to learn, and what you are learning in school is vital to your future and what you become. Relationships may come and go on campus. So if you risk your academics for the sake of relationship, or if the relationship is already at the point where they are already telling you you don't have time to choose between me or lectures or something, you should know that anybody in their right senses, you shouldn't sacrifice the seed for your future. That's now. But there's a part where you now have to prioritize. Your day, 24 hours, can be broken down into schedule. Your week can be broken down. Okay? In a week, you can have time where both of you have calls and talk a lot and everything. Other periods when you have classes, the person should know you have classes. Communicate to the person, oh sorry, I'll be busy from this period to this period. I'll not be available to talk, and we'll call you immediately I'm done with classes. And then focus on your classes when you're done. When you're done with classes, you can come back. When it's time for you to read, let the person know, I read between this period and this period. So all the other things, create structures and priorities. Do you get what I'm saying? Most of you do you understand what I'm saying? So create structures and priorities. If the person is angry about that, it shows the person is not yet mature enough to be about that. So you can't let go of your academics, especially because that's the seed. Especially if it's your first degree, that's the seed for your future. You get? Don't joke with it. So be serious with your academics, but I'm also saying be serious with your relationship. Prioritize. If it's exam period, that's not the time you should be having 6-hour calls, just think about sweet nothings. And you get what I'm saying? Both of you should understand each other, and that's why I'm saying communicate. Over communicate. That's one thing that can help. I'm not saying it can't work. It can work. A lot of people started dating as undergraduates, but communication is important. Communicate, tell them your schedule, and both of you must understand each other and be willing to wait for each other. And when you are free, spend time together. So that's what I can say. Last question.
How do I know I'm being lusted after instead of being genuinely loved? So
Lust lust seeks self. Love is selfless. So lust isn't interested in who you are as a person. Lust is all about the idea of who you are, not who you really are. Love cares about you, including the good and bad. Lust is short term. Love is long term. Lust wants it now. Love is patient. 1 Corinthians 13. Love keeps no record of wrongdoing. Lust keeps plenty records. Lust can tell you I'm not even doing again because you did not allow me to kiss you. Do you get what I'm saying? So lust is about your body, and lust majorly is all about sexual satisfaction. You can lust after money too, okay, etc. But lust does not really care about you. Lust is what you can do for them. Love is selfless and it thinks, what can I do for you? So, all right. Thank you very much.